this got away from me. The new world across the sea. The call of the mystery pulls me down. So this got away from you. The sailing away takes two. The eyes that you're looking through pull me out. Hear me out. Did you know that snowflakes design like none? Other than Iris's lines of space. Yellow color, there's endless numbers between anyone. There's no other love for me like you. So let's get away this time. Corset horizon line. Leave all the world behind as towns grow small. As we float like snowflakes designed like none. Other in your irises lines of spun. There's endless numbers between anyone. There's no other love for me like you. Design like none. Other than your irises lines are spun. Alone in yellow color, there's endless numbers between anyone. And there's no other love for me like you. These thoughts don't quit. Little talks up to the ceiling fan. And the feelings dance round with the shadows spin. Till I'm calling back the morning light again. Well, this can't be drunk, but it sure ain't straight. Oh, this ain't no thing I've known. The way it cuts as you take my pain. I don't love you like I did the way my heart exploded when we met that day. Oh, the fate of all the winding roads, the face that felt like coming home. Darling, I don't love you like I did. I faded some days, you waited sometimes, till your patience was tried and broke. But I hope you lay awake too as you rest your head tonight, 'cause I'm climbing through that window when I'm home. 'Cause you need to know that I won't love you like I did the way my heart imploded when you left that day. Oh, the grace it takes to see the dawn. You made me chase you all night long now. Darling, I won't love you like I did. All the years gone by, you changing at my side. All the ways we learned to stay and fight. Now, I don't love you like I did some days. My heart beats older as we sit in the shade of this place we built so tirelessly. The way we laugh in silence, see my darling, I don't love you like I did. Down the hall, I catch a glimpse or two, then fall for all the open new. Darling, it's still startling, I admit. But my darling, I still love you like I did.
Weekend in Charleston, midnight in the sand, dancing in a white dress, trembling through my hands, talking over breakfast. I learned the hard way. If I wanted to be with you, I would have to wait. 3 years later and 1,000,000 miles away, I still wanna wrap you in my arms and see if you'll stay and sit with me on top of a magnolia tree. Tell me all your secrets, darling. Tell me that you'll stay. Watch your smile so big and blue. Won't you kiss me underneath the moon? I'm not leaving, darling. I'm not going anywhere. So did LaMontagne. Won't you sing and smile, make me laugh, oh anything, just be yourself. Talk all day, tell me all your stories, while you sit with me in the top of a magnolia tree. Tell me all your secrets, darling, tell me that you'll stay. Watch your smile so big and blue. Won't you kiss me underneath the moon? I'm not leaving, darling. I'm not going anywhere. Drove you home on the long highway. You said you aren't sure. I'm not leaving till you kick me out the door. Go on home to Nashville, girl. I will visit soon. You know I'm thinking about you, wishing that you could come and sit with me in the top of a magnolia tree. Tell me all your secrets, darling. Tell me that you'll stay. Watch your smile so big and blue. Won't you kiss me underneath the moon? I'm not leaving, darling. I'm not going anywhere. Till you sit with me in the top of a magnolia tree. tiptoeing out of the bedroom, trying to make sense of this old fool. Nighttime comes and it's cold out. You know that it's late, can you not shout? And I'm coming up to see you soon. And I'm coming up to see you soon. Feel you're taking me for granted. You always love me more on the phone. Don't get me wrong, I'm not